On the Business Courier front page centerpiece this week, does it feel like Cincinnati is making a lot of lists lately for the right reasons? Well, it's not just a feeling. When it comes to polls, Cincinnati is doing a lot of dancing. We're smart, we're green, we have happy marriages and great beer. Good news for a city that was once at the top of the list for rankings in things like high gas prices, air pollution, bed bugs, and with apologies to former Mayor Mark Mallory, terrible ceremonial first pitches. Now the city has bragging rights for the #1 hotel in the Midwest, the #1 place to retire, and the nation's #3 children's hospital. It's one of the best cities to raise a family, buy a house, run a business without breaking the bank. There are so many rankings these days that every city has bragging rights for something. Rankings generate buzz, advertising dollars, and water cooler conversations because people like to see how their city stacks up against others. Even if they don't agree with a ranking, they still read it. So why are there so many rankings, and do they mean anything? The people who market Cincinnati to the rest of the world say these rankings actually mean a lot. They use those rankings to entice travel writers, vacationers, retirees, college graduates, meeting planners, big businesses, and pretty much everyone else. Paula Christian wrote this story for the Business Courier and joins Business Watch producer Kelly Leon in the studio with more on why rankings matter. Kelly and Paula.
Thanks, Peg. I love this story, Paula.
Thank you.
I'm a sucker for these things. I read them all the time. So how do they determine where cities rank? What's the criteria?
Well, in some surveys, they just take a poll of a small group of people. Like, for instance, we actually scored not so well on the happiest place to work. And the theory is they probably just surveyed a group of particularly unhappy people. Some of it is really subjective and should be taken with a grain of salt. Others are based on much more sound economic data, and those carry a little more weight.
But as Peg said, they do make a difference. And I know you talked to some people from, convention and tourism and places like that that said these rankings can really elevate our profile.
People really pay attention to these because they create buzz, and that's what draws people to want to come visit a city, maybe want to move here if their company is thinking about relocating. You want your city to kind of rise above others in buzz so that people want to come here.
So with so many of them, though, is it eventually going to go the way of the, every food we eat is going to make us sick and cause problems for us? Are we going to start looking at these rankings in that way and not believing them?
I don't think so. I think people love these rankings. Even if you don't agree with them, you love to read them.
Yeah.
It is really fun to see. This is, my city is ranked #3 for the best children's hospital. People take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
They do. I agree with you. Like I said, I read them. I'm a sucker for them. So, Paula, great story. Read it if you have a chance. Lots of great, fun information in there.